So with the Queen of Black Clover Mobile already released and everyone's having fun using her, it's time for the King to make his way in. And hopefully everyone is prepared, because of course he is a character which you have to summon for, and if you can, get his skill page. So yeah, anyway, let's just get on with the build, shall we? Alrighty, the Julius, the King, he himself is going to be releasing on Christmas Day, which is going to be beautiful. A character that is working off from giving you that speed advantage, the character that can get an extra turn, that can stun, that can pretty much obliterate red typing, or most typings, I'd say, unless you're a tank, then that's kind of stating the obvious. But anyway, first skill, single target, apply to 5% decreased stamina to an enemy. If this attack is a critical hit, apply a 5% increased stamina to all allies. So of course, decreasing their stamina decreases their mobility, increased stamina increases your mobility. Pretty much how Lotus is working with his first skill, right, where you kind of decrease the stamina and then they'll fall behind onto the stamina bar. And of course, the second skill itself, 50% chance to inflict a time stop to an enemy for 2 turns, so basically disabling the effect of skill 2 and increases its cooldown by 1 turn. So Ripperoni and a Wells shield, there's that. And then of course grants self increased speed level 3. If you do get the Grey Maul, which is why I expect a lot of people would want, it pretty much rips their whole stamina bar gone. So 60% chance to apply 10% decreased stamina to enemies other than the one targeted. So the whole team is pretty much falling back into the queue, and your team will pretty much get another turn off, another free turn essentially. It's insanely broken. And then the ultimate single target, if you don't kill the enemy, then you stun them. If you do kill the enemy, you get an extra turn, and on top of that, you get to decrease their stamina once again by 20%. This Julius is slowing down the team. You saw how insane and how advantage it is when it comes to decreasing speed from like Lotus and whatnot, and increasing your speed. So yeah, Julius is just on another level when it comes to that. And of course, when it comes to his LR passive, he does get the revive. So and on LR plus 2, he'll revive himself with 45% of his max HP. If you completely max him out, he'll revive himself with 100% of his max HP. And then with his unique passive, for every 15 speed gain, 3% increased damage, gain 1 stack of time accumulation every turn, which is a max stack of 5. Time accumulation basically gives him his special skill damage plus 10%. So in general, you're pretty much going to be getting that extra turn off because you're going to be OHKOing characters. Combination skill, upon having a buff, attacks after getting a 30% increase, and on top of that applies a 10% decreased stamina to the enemy itself. I don't typically use this, but it's there, and it comes in handy, getting the damage off and decreases stamina. So overall, Julius is a must-have character. If you're able to get into LR plus 2, please do so, because that revive is clutch. If you can max him out, coming back into the game with max HP, it's so like the advantage play. It's insane, and it can change the game in terms of PvE and PvP. With him coming back with full HP, it can actually win you the game, and I say that because I've been in that position before. So this is my current build for my Julius, of course. So I'm working on just keeping the damage there. That's essentially where it's at. I'm not too keen on the defense because of course he can revive himself, so I'm kind of using that as like my defense. But of course I'm making sure that he does crit, so that way I can get my increased stamina on all my allies when I use my first skill. But yeah, this is pretty much going to be the end stage of what you want your Julius to look like. Now again, crit damage and crit rate gears, I don't know how hard they're going to be to come by. I don't know if people are struggling and whatnot, but if you do have them, then fair play. But when it comes to, I guess, keeping it more simplified, what we'll do is we'll take off the crit gear actually, and then what you guys can do, and I think this will be more for PvP, because obviously with PvP you do want to keep the speed in, right? Oh, I should also mention with the accessories, defense, crit rate, that's how you want it, okay? Substats I forgot to mention is you want magic attack, crit rate, crit damage, and accuracy. Those are the main 4 that I typically focus on. Anyway, let's continue. So obviously speed is going to be a key thing, which I know people would want to add for PvP, so we'll look into that. So just imagine this is magic attack. Obviously magic attack is what you kind of want to keep it as with your main stats, so obviously adding in the speed right there. And then when it comes to filling in the last slot, you can put in defense, right? Give him some nice little defense. I mean, if you don't have the gold gears for it, then obviously go with the regular gear, of course. Do I have any? Okay, so I don't. So I would always keep to the magic attack, right? So just imagine this is magic attack, of course. So this is kind of one of the easiest sets that you can quite easily do. So defense, attack, that last gear slot will be magic attack with the substats of magic attack, crit rate, crit damage, accuracy, and then of course you've got your speed gears. That's nice. You can opt out to throw these out the window because of course I know some people might, I mean you might want to try and make sure that you're guaranteeing yourself those crits, so you can actually throw in the 2-piece crit gear if you want to, if you would like to, so that way you can make good use of that increased stamina on the first. I mean this is also an option, but I would say defense might be the best play here with the speed. Penetration you don't need to worry about, but I think those are like the 3 key gear sets on what JULIUS will be using when it comes to on how he's going to be running. So, but yeah, this is pretty much the end goal for JULIUS, but you can throw in speed and against defense or crit rate if you guys want to. That's kind of the premise on how JULIUS is going to be working with his gear sets on how you want to build him. So with the talent tree, it's going to be fairly simple: magic attack, and then obviously the crit rate. So that way, again, more advantage play for the first skill. Loving that. Defense, fairly simple. No, it's not going to be max HP. It's going to be the plus 20% defense, and then the endurance talent tree that you want active, and then over here you would actually want the SP buff and then the 10% resistance. Yeah, trust me, get in his ultimate quicker. It's going to be crucial because his ultimate is damn freaking good. So yeah, that's something that you don't want to not miss out on. So I would say honestly get the swiftness and then get the increased damage resistance, and that's essentially how the talent builds are going to be working. Alright, now it's time for skill pages. Now obviously if you get his skill page, throw that in there. Everyone should be getting his, well, hoping to get his skill page. You don't even need to max out. It realistically is for the second skill AoE. That decreased stamina on the whole team is just too much of a game changer for you to be like, yeah, I don't need that. No, trust me. Having that, it literally makes this man into a whole new character. Makes him so damn disgustingly OP. So that's kind of like staying in the office on that part, getting his skill page. Now, obviously with JULIUS, the type of character that he is, he's more on the offensive side, so of course you want to just kind of stack up on the damage side of things. So obviously you can rely on the Breath of the Darkness, which is very nice. You've also got Mysterious Ancient Book, which you can also utilize quite nicely. So it's going to be more on just damage. You just want to help him out in that department. Even if you're going against a boss, I'm just saying, you've got Breath of the Flames. I mean, but that's kind of stating the obvious again for all attacking characters. Other ones that you guys can rely on, I mean, if you've got Lich's one, that's not too bad because it does support him in the crit rate as well as the increased damage. I really do love Lich's Greymore. I'm glad that I managed to pull it. I got lucky for pulling 2, but yeah, I'm always going to love Lich's one, so it's not too bad on that part. Let me just predominantly bring up SSRs. Farna is also going to be a nice one. If you do have it, stick that on that, of course. If you did manage to pull, or if you did went on Farna's banner to pull it. I mean, for Goleon, once again, working off from HP. Not too bad because of course when he does revive himself, if you have him maxed out, then you can actually utilize Greymore once again, which is a nice thing. But obviously if you do revive himself and he's at LR plus 2, not so much helpful because you're going to be only coming back with 45% HP. So keep that in mind if you are going to be giving him Fuego's Greymore itself. And then of course when it comes to like the SRs, I would say Lux and Gorsh's are not too bad. Obviously Luck applies a attack buff from using the skill 1, which of course you will, so that way you can slow the enemy down, and if you get a crit, increase your whole team's stamina. Skill 2 is going to be pretty much a must because you're going to ult. If you get the extra turn, then you lead in with skill 2, so Gorsh's one is not a bad idea if you guys want to get that buff from skill 2, depending on what Greymores you have. After attacking, you get a 10 to 20% increased damage to yourself upon using a special skill, so when using the ultimate, again, buffing yourself in the damage department on that part. So again, not bad on that part. I don't think you'll need to concern yourself with, yeah, I mean, getting the crit rate is nice and all, but if you can get, I would say focus more on damage. This is only for 1 turn, so you don't need to concern yourself with that. So yeah, you got Luck, Gorsh, and Yuno to kind of use around. If you have any of these maxed out, then you guys can make good use of them. But skill pages, the ones I've just mentioned, those are the ones realistically you're going to be looking forward to use. Again, just make sure that he's getting his damage buff. That because he's there to do as much damage as possible, And again, if you get that ultimate off and you Oko, then it just puts you in that power position. So I think that's pretty much it. I think I've gone over everything that I need to. So we obviously with the gear sets, talent tree. Oh, skills. Oh, 1 second. Okay, his skills. So on his first skills, if you dupe it out, it's pretty much putting his attack and magic attack up each by 5%, of course. So that's 20% altogether. On his second skill, once again, just putting the damage up. So you guys get the idea that he's there to do damage, right? On his ultimate, however, he's get the decreased stamina by 5% on level 2 and level 4. And then he's getting, obviously, increased damage altogether by 40%, but 20% on each on level 3 and then level 5, of course. And then obviously with the combination, increased attack, and then on level 3 and level 5 it's increased damage. So increased skill attack and magic attack, and then increased damage, of course. So I mean, it's kind of stating the obvious. You want to work on the ultimate first, then you want to work on the second skill, then you want to work on the first skill, get all these cleared up, and then if you want to put time into the combination, you can do so. I mean, I haven't, and I don't really use the combination skill. I tend to just rely on spamming the first skill once I can't use skill 2 or ultimate, so that way I can get the decreased stamina and the increased stamina. But yeah, it's fairly simple. Ultimate, skill 2, skill 1, that's how it's going to be working when it comes to you working on it. I'm hoping they release more Julius costumes. Oh, they do. Oh wait, there's another one. Oh wait, hold on a minute. I think this is his costume, and then this is the extra costume that you get from his from the event. So it's basically like Yami's costume. It looks clean. Very nice, very nice. Anyway, you guys, I'll leave it there. There you go. That is the build for Julius. I wish everyone the best of luck on pulling for him, and hopefully you are prepared for the king of Black Clover Mobile to release. I will do a separate video showing you guys the power that this man possesses and how broken he is on PvE, and then I'll also do a separate video for PvP. So stay tuned for those. But when it comes to building him, it's fairly simple. He's more on the offensive side, and build him up in that department to just do disgusting amount of damage. That's it. Alright boys, I'm out. Take care. Peace.